relaxation of the overcrowding in Alabama prisons?
Yes, we're overcrowded in Alabama. They're overcrowded in every state in the Union, not just Alabama, but every state in the Union. And one reason for the overcrowding is that the federal court orders in the past have made it so easy to commit crime and get by that we only have a portion of those in who ought to be in. The rest of them are scot-free. And this permissive attitude on the part of the courts in the last number of years has brought on the problem of overcrowding. And now, when they bring on the problem of overcrowding, they now come on and bring on a problem to the people of Alabama and the nation to pay more taxes to make the atmosphere better for them. We must have a catering service. They must see a doctor every so many days. And we can't even get any doctors to serve because of the threatened suits against doctors by those who are in the prisons. I don't know, maybe he can order some of the doctors to wait on them. But we have doctors, and we've done very well at looking after those who have been sick and needing help. We've done a tough job, and it's cost us quite a bit of money. But we have not neglected the health care of the prisoners in our system.
Governor, do you believe that state government has been totally blameless? There are no conditions in the prisons that have been caused by lack of attention by the state government?
I'm sure that every institution run by any state of the federal government could have some improvement with money. But the question is, where do you get the money? Every household in the United States could have an improvement in their own household if they had more money. But there's no way to have a utopian condition. And I would say that we are certainly blameless to the extent of this court order, yes.
You don't believe there has been any real neglect of Alabama?
Not in intended neglect, no.
Has there been any unintentional neglect, Governor?
I don't know whether there's been any unintentional neglect or not. I haven't been out there very much in the prison system, but I think there's been an intentional neglect on the part of the court system to be concerned with those who have been the victims of those who are there in the prison system. And I think that's a big question and issue in the country today, is not how we treat prisoners, but how the prisoners have treated society. And we've gotten to the point where we've got to protect society from the individual. But we're going to work toward a solution of the problem that has been raised by federal courts. We're going to appeal this decision, and because we think it's too far-reaching. But I wanted to point out that Alabama has upgraded her prison system in the last number of years to quite an extent.
Governor, will you try to get a stay on these deadlines that they set up?
Well, of course, if we appeal the decision, I'm sure the counsel that we have, and we will discuss it with the Attorney General. I have not discussed it with the Attorney General yet, and do not know his attitude on the matter, but I do know that the Attorney General's attitude is that I'm sure his attitude is that more attention is paid to the criminals instead of the victims. I cannot speak for him any further.
Governor, you raised the possibility of this being a political decision by the federal court.
No,
Do you believe that is so?
That question was raised obliquely. If you want to use that word, was raised indirectly by the gentleman sitting in front of me, that I think it would hurt me politically, and therefore I responded. I'm not saying anything political aimed at me. This happens in every state in the union. There's court orders in every state in the union. I don't know that the decision in Boston to take over the schools, was that aimed at me? I don't know. I don't think that judge is for me up there. But I don't think that his decision was rendered aimed at George Wallace, so I'm not saying that at all. I'm not interested in the politics of it. To heck with the politics of it.
Governor, if you lose your appeal, or if the state loses the appeal, do you think we can meet time limits set out in the court order?
I don't know. That all depends upon the legislature of the state, of course, whether or not they can raise sufficient funds to comply with this court order. If any of you news people want to voluntarily contribute a couple of $100 to put in the pot, we'll start off maybe with a contributing campaign. I'm going to see how interested you are in prison reform.
You said numerous times you would veto any tax increase passed by the legislature.
I did what?
You said you'd veto any tax increase passed by the legislature. Would you veto a tax increase that was passed specifically to get enough money to obey this court order?
Well, I'm still against taxes, but we're going to have to face that problem when we get to it. I know this court order is going to require additional funds for the prison system that we don't have. Now, where do we get them?
Are you still considering a possible special session to increase prison terms for certain crimes?
Yes, I'm still, I'm going to sponsor that same legislation in the next session of the legislature.
But there will be no special session for it?
No. When I say no, I don't intend to call one now because there's been no plan developed and been no appeal taken yet. And that particular legislation can wait until the next session. But under this court order here, why, you want to get about a couple of years of good rest. If it's implemented, you can just go out and mug somebody, wind up a couple of years, and you'll have a good place to rest. It's sort of a resort atmosphere. I don't care what the federal judge said in his decision, that's exactly what it does.
Governor, given your choice, would you accept new taxes or cut out standing programs?
Cut out what?
Standing programs.
I don't know if in the standing program you can cut out. The standing programs would certainly hurt the elderly, the blind, the crippled, the maimed, and I do not believe that those humanitarian programs that affect people of both races in this state could be cut out. And I don't think you can stop matching funds coming from the federal government to build highways, because that will put thousands upon thousands of people out of work. And on top of that, it would, of course, stop the building of roads that ensure safety and business and commerce development in Alabama.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies.